Hey guys, welcome back. We're here today. I'm at the range. Gonna put some shots through the bow this morning. I got some new arrows, so we'll do a quick review of those arrows and get my bow sighted in. I switched over from the Easton FMJs, so these are the old ones, to some micro diameter VAP TKOs. So I got these fletched last night. I'm going 4 fletch, just trying them out, see if I like it or not. So I'm here at Arundel Archers today. We're gonna send some arrows down the range. I got some new arrows in, so I got to get everything resighted in on my bow. I like getting stuff early in the summer, shoot all summer long, so that when the season comes, I'm ready to go. I also do some, I'm going to do some events this year, tournaments, competitions, whatever you call them, days, archery days. So I like, being dialed in, kind of a perfectionist when it comes to that kind of stuff. If I'm not hitting X's every day, then I'm annoyed with myself. So I want to make sure that everything's all dialed in and good to go. Then I'm switching from the FMJ's 5mm, which my arrow was around 530 grains, which is a lot, which I don't mind. It was a great arrow, but I just wanted to switch it up a little bit, especially since I lost some arrows at the Total Archery Challenge. Some got bent, some missed targets, some hit trees. So I'm switching, and I got trying out these micro diameter VAP TKOs, so VAP TKOs, Victory Archery Products. So been looking a lot into them, and everyone's saying they're great arrows. So I'm gonna give them a try, sight them in. They're incredibly, incredibly light compared to my FMJs. So I think total weight they're coming in around 400 grains. Like I said, compared to the 530 grains. So we'll see the difference. I'll actually shoot a FMJ down at 20 yards and then shoot a Victory, and then see what happens, see the difference in the travel.
Put the place up, yeah, we know what we made of. Can't get enough of you, boo, I'm a chaser.
So what we're seeing here is at 20 yards, I'm about a little inch high. So we'll probably send a couple more down 20 yards with the VAPs just to see what kind of grouping I'm getting. I did get these VAPs a little bit longer. I made a mistake when I ordered them. I didn't keep in consideration the outserts, which is another inch, but that shouldn't be too big of a deal. So in a penetration test, this one's stuck. There we go. The FMJ is about going in about another inch, maybe inch and a half compared. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll try them out, see if I like them. If not, no big deal. So I already adjusted my sight at the 20, so 30 got adjusted too. So I'm just going to aim at the same spot. Neither of them should hit the bullseye. I'm just going to be aiming to see the difference. So aiming for the bullseye, seeing where they hit, seeing the difference in, the arrow trajectory. So the first is the FMJ, 30 yards. Now, one of the VAPs. So just like I thought, the further we get out, there's gonna be much bigger differences. At 20, there was about an inch, but even at 30, that's just 10 yards. Look at the difference in the arrow drop, just because this is such a much lighter arrow. So we're gonna get a lot of speed out of that, out of this VAP, which is awesome. Nothing wrong with FMJs. Easton FMJs were awesome arrows. I just wanted to switch it up. I had these for a season, and I lost a couple at the Total Archery Challenge in Pennsylvania. I figured why not switch it up, so I went with the micro diameter VAP TKOs. So I'm just trying to get this sighted in, moving the pins down a little bit. I'm telling you, man, this black gold sight, Ascent Verdict. It's pretty cool. You know, I started off with the multi-pin, 5-pin, the Trophy React sight. Then I switched to the HHA Optimizer single pin, which was a great sight. I was in the tree one time and a deer came in and jumped real fast, and I didn't quite know the yardage. So, you know, with a single pin dial sight, it's you have to take that risk of moving. You know, I got to move the sight or change the dial so that I actually, you know, hit the target, hit the deer, and in that moment you can lose the deer. So even though it was great day-to-day range shooting, hunting, you know, the way I hunt in the tree most of the time, it just didn't work out as well for me. So I switched over to this you know, black gold Ascent Verdict, which is the 5-pin slider. So now, you know, I'm sighted at 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60. So if anything comes in, I can easily, you know, quick range, send it down, don't have to fiddle with it. And anything beyond 60, you know, when I practice, because I really like to practice at 80, 100 yards, I can just dial that in. And if I ever get into the situation where I can take an 80-yard shot, you know, I'm far enough away that I'll be able to do that without spooking the animal, and going from there. So, you know, I like it so far, and so we're just gonna keep shooting and dialing this thing in.
Put the place up.
All right, so I'm moving out to 40 yards. Not getting the best grouping that I want. With the VAPs, I can get better. Let's see if I can fix this light here. There you go. So I mean, I want better, but the reason I'm videoing now is to show the difference again between the VAPs at 40 yards and the FMJ. So right there, you know, I'm almost off paper when aiming here with the FMJ going down here. So we'll keep dialing it in. You know, I'm looking for perfection, not only just because for me, but when I hunt, I want to make clean, ethical kills, and I want to know that I'm doing it every shot. So we'll keep dialing it in. I'm at 40. We'll get this group tighter, move back to 50, 60, and then start dialing in that sight tape on that Ascent Verdict. Alright guys, well here are my final thoughts so far on the VAP TKOs. I like them a lot. They're easy to tune in and dial in for sighting in. They're much faster, which is something I wanted to try out compared to the FMJs. No real complaints so far. I think I'm going to stick with the 4-fletching, just because it's new and different and it seemed to work. Things I like that they have the outserts here. Keep in mind, if you do order these, that the outsert does add about an inch. But I like that just because you can use standard field points and broadheads. You know, sometimes with like the deep 6, you have trouble finding those. But with this, it's just standard like every other arrow. The graphics are cool. You know, I went with the lower one, the 0.6 straightness. They have 0.3 and then 0.1. I like red and black. It went with my bow, so I did that, and everything I researched, there's no real difference, especially when you're just hunting. That makes a difference in the straightness of the Elite and then this one. I guess they call this one the Sport or something like that. What I would like to see though is a brand that doesn't wrap a bunch of graphics on their arrow. You know, a lot of people want to customize their arrow and their setup to match their favorite colors, and everything's got to look good. And I know none of that means anything when it comes to can you shoot a bow and will the arrow hit its target, but you know, it's personal preference. So it'd be nice to see an arrow company come out with just a plain shaft that you can, you know, either choose the colors yourself or put on your own excuse me, own decals or things like that. The knock fit is pretty good on my string and serving, so I have no complaints there. I think I am going to actually take this to the shop and cut off about an inch from the back, just to shorten them up, and then because you know, I want to see what that's like. The one thing that did happen is on sighting in around 60 or 70 yards, this arrow hit the top of the target where it's wood, got embedded in past the insert, and when I went to pull it back, you know, it was stuck. It was in like a 2x6, pretty deep, and as I pulled it back, I tried to wiggle and it snapped off right at the insert. So I don't know if that's the arrow's fault, if that's me, you know, twisting and pulling, but it's a clean break, so the arrow's still usable because, like I said, these came in long, so I can just cut off a little bit there, round it down, and I'll still use this arrow. It'll be great. So like I said, no complaints. What I'll do is I'll shoot all summer long. If I come up with any new information, I'll post another video about them, and then hopefully this season, September, October, November, I'll have a couple of videos of this going through some deer. Alright, thanks for tuning in, and if you haven't subscribed already, click down below, give us a like, leave us some comments, subscribe, put on the push notifications, and find us on Instagram and Facebook, Black Belt Outdoors. See you guys next time.